Today we're going to discuss the function of the lungs. These two cone shapes are the lungs, and notice that they're separate because they must make room for the heart. Let me demonstrate. This curved part of the lung, if you were to open up, that's where the heart would fit in. Just like if you were to make a fist out of your hand, that's about the size of your heart. And that's just enough room between the two lungs to fit the heart. And so notice here in the lungs, there's just that shape, just for that reason, just the heart fits right in like a puzzle piece. The right lung has three main sections. There's a top, a middle, and a lower section. Let's say, for example, you have lung cancer. If you were a smoker, that would affect the lower part of your lung. And if cancer was necessary, they would perhaps remove part of the lower lobe. And the left lung has two sections. And so when you breathe, oxygen and air goes in through your nose and down your esophagus, which then separates into two smaller tubes and leads to each the left and the right lung. Air gets distributed in the lungs, and those ventricles kind of look like tree roots, just how they kind of spread out and distribute. So notice here on this diagram of the lung, there are these kind of dots. Just imagine though, inside your lung, it's not plain. It's a soft tissue, and it has so for example, let's see. So if you were to inhale, the air goes into each of those ventricles, those tree root looking things. And at the very tip of those tree roots is a grape-looking bunch. And so the oxygen causes each of those kind of lumps to expand and releases oxygen into your bloodstream. And that sends the oxygen and all vital nutrients all throughout your body. And so that's what each of those nodes are for. So every time you inhale and exhale, those move with the motion of your breathing. And then the CO2, carbon dioxide, which is what you exhale, it's like waste air, it's dirty, and then your body exhales that to release just different things that your body doesn't need and that are not nutrients. And so this whole cycle is going on. Every time you breathe and inhale, you exhale. You breathe in oxygen and you exhale carbon dioxide. And every time your lungs are, expanding just like a balloon. And let me just give another illustration. For example, a person who smokes. The reason that they have a hard time breathing is because the smoking kind of makes like a layer on their lungs, kind of like tar, and it coats their lungs, and it really inhibits the action of that oxygen getting into their bloodstream, and it really just breaks down that cycle. And so just that amount of buildup in the lungs, it just increases over time, and with the smoker, their just breathing becomes worse and worse. And so sometimes, surgery, or some measures are necessary. For example, if a patient has lung cancer and they remove the harmed parts of the organ, and post-surgery, then that patient is able to breathe a little healthier once again.